So we're going to see rapid revision class for CA Inter EIS is paper 7. So let's go. Okay. So we will just talk about the first, what are the course contents and exam weightage at the first point. நமக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் 5 யூனிட் இருக்கு EISல. The first unit comprises of automated business processes. The second unit comprises of financial and accounting system. The third unit consists of information system and its components. Fourth unit is ECommerce, ECommerce and emerging technologies. Unit 5 consists of core banking systems. Exam pattern is EIS is divided into two parts. 70 mark is for written, 30 mark is for MCQ. MCQ paper will be given and you will have to mark it separately. Question papers are two different things. MCQ paper and the question paper have to be returned back to at the exam hall. Next, we will see about the presentation tips. இதுதான் very important EISல நிறைய பேர் இதுல ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ண மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க. ஏன் நிறைய பேர் இந்த பேப்பர் கஷ்டமா இருக்குன்னு இதுல இருந்து நமக்கு ஈஸியா பாயிண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணிடலாம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட், ஸ்டடி எவ்ரிடே ஃபார் 2 hours. டெய்லி 2 மணி நேரம் படிக்கணும். EIS மட்டும் நம்ம EIS மட்டும் ஒரேடியா வச்சு ஒரு 10 நாள் உட்காந்தோம்னா it will not be helpful for us. It is not even advisable. நமக்கு போர் அடிச்சிரும், கஷ்டமா போயிடும் சப்ஜெக்டே. So if we study every day 2 hours, it will be helpful for us. We can remember what we are studying. Second, start the topics which are easy and comfortable to us. If we do this, we'll gain more confidence by studying those topics, subtopics, and we can revise it easily. If we study for 2 hours today, suppose I'm studying 10 pages today, and I spend 2 hours in studying those 10 pages entirely and thoroughly, I will start tomorrow with half an hour of preparation and revision of these 10 subjects and then study the new next 10 pages. Next, I will keep revising the subpoints as much as possible. Revising as much as possible so that the subpoints are remembered easily. Repeating the subpoints and writing down the subpoints will make us remember them easily and won't get confused. So subpoints is very important for the exams, and these will help us gain more confidence and more marks in this examination, especially with regard to EIS. Next, we go study everything once completely. I will advise you not to skip anything. Suppose I don't like chapter, it's not like I'm not in a mood to study chapter number 3 or chapter number 5. I feel like I have to study it later. I skip it right now, but then I lose a lot of time. I'm very near to exam, and I think many people are advising me to study that because few questions may be asked. I advise you not to do that. It will lead to panicky, and you will not be able to do justice for that. If any topic is left without studying, please do not start that or read it or read any new topics which are very new, very close to the exams. Next, make small notes, key pointers, subtopics which you will easily remember in the exam and be helpful while revising. For example, if para இருக்கு, நமக்கு sub points இல்ல படிக்கிறதுக்கு, நமக்கு நிறைய para இருக்கு, படிக்கிறதுலயே தூக்கமா வருது. அப்ப என்ன சஜஸ்ட் பண்ணுவேன்னா, நிறைய சப் பாயிண்ட்ஸா இல்ல நீங்களே ஷார்ட் நோட்ஸா எழுதி வச்சுக்கோங்க. அப்படி எழுதி வச்சிருந்தா ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கும் நமக்கு எக்ஸாம் ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கிறதுக்கு. அந்த மாதிரி இருந்ததுன்னா டக்குன்னு எக்ஸாம் ஞாபகம் வரும், நம்ம பெரிய கதை எழுத வேண்டாம். நெக்ஸ்ட், presentation or language of your answers are very important for this paper. presentation தான் மெயின் இந்த பேப்பர்லயே. நம்ம எப்படி எழுதுறோம், நம்ம என்ன லாங்குவேஜ் யூஸ் பண்றோம் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ரைட் சப் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் கரெக்ட்லி which will fetch you the maximum marks. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், நம்ம இந்த ஸ்லைட் எடுத்துப்போம். இந்த arrows போட்டிருக்கேன், diagrams போட்டிருக்கேன். If suppose a question is asked, what are the benefits to the customer or individual with regard to e-business அப்படின்னு கேட்டா, I would first draw this flow chart or diagram saying convenience, time saving, coupons and deals, various options, anytime, easy to find reviews. இப்படின்னு ஒரு diagram போட்டுட்டேன்னா, the examiner who's going to correct your paper will be confident. He will know you know the answer at first. Then you can write the sub points below again and give a small explanation with each sub point. So this will give a good impression on the examiner of what you're writing actually for every question. So presentation and language of your answers are very important for this paper. If you write the correct sub points, maximum marks you will be able to fetch. And try to give real-time aspect of the example for every sub point or a question if asked for you. And wherever possible, try to give diagrams, tables and flowchart. Just like how example I just told you, benefits of a customer or individual user, you can give diagrams or a flowchart or however easy for you, which will impress the examiner and which will fetch you more marks. Next, at the most confident questions for which you will know the answers correctly so that you will gain more marks and create a good impression for the examiner. For example, there are 5 or 6 questions in a question paper, and you know 3 questions which we are very sure, you know sub points எல்லாம் பக்காவா தெரியும். சூப்பரா எழுதுவேன், எனக்கு எல்லாமே ஆன்சர் தெரியும் அப்படின்னா I would suggest take those 3 questions at first. For example, இப்போ எனக்கு question number 3, question number 5, question number 6 சூப்பரா தெரியும். 1, 2, 3 பாதி தான் ஆன்சர் தெரியும், இல்ல ஒரு கொஸ்டினுக்கு ஆன்சரே தெரியாது அப்படின்றதுன்னா question 3, 5, 6 நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எழுதுவேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் question 4 எழுதுவேன், question 2 எழுதுவேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் question எனக்கு ஆன்சரே தெரியல சுத்தமா, நானே சும்மா கதை அடிக்க போறேன். I'm going to write whatever I know in that aspect. Then I will write question 1 at last. So I will attempt the questions which are most confident to me at first, so that when an examiner corrects your paper, he will know that you have some knowledge of the subject. At least by reading, he will be correcting the first 3 correct questions, and he will have an idea that you will know what you are doing. Next, keep calm, and while writing the paper and answer, you should be precise and to the point. இப்போ நான் sub topics எழுதுறேன், sub points எழுதுறேன், I should write relevant to that. I should not write my own stories. Simple as to that. To the point, to the precise, and I should not write huge stories regarding it. And I should not jump to the answers directly. First, this is the most common mistake made by the students in this subject. What do the students do? They do not read the questions completely and carefully. They should understand the questions first. What do? They read the question, they pick up 2 or 3 words from it and jump to the answers directly. That should not be done. They should read the question completely. They should understand and grasp the question at first, which will make them, which will guide you to write the correct answer for the question. So read the question carefully, properly, and understand what is being asked for you, and write answers according to the question asked. Finally, you should write at least 1 mock test. Why this is advisable is, if you write a mock test, you will gain confidence. How will you gain confidence? You will get your paper evaluated. You will know where you are doing your mistakes. You will know how to approach the paper. The paper will be of the exam pattern. Exam guidance tips கிடைக்கும், எப்படி present பண்ணலாம், எங்க தப்பு பண்றோம், where you will know where you are making a mistake. You will know all that. So I am advising you all to do at least 1 mock test, which will give you confidence. Even though you guys say I am reading till the last minute, everything is correct, you keep revising, but I would suggest you to write at least 1 mock test, and I would suggest you to go through the mock test and RTP of the institute, which will give you more confidence, and most likely you might get 1 or 2 questions directly from that mock test or RTP. Okay, now we will go to the contents directly. நம்ம என்ன படிக்க போறோம் இன்னைக்கு அப்படினா, நான் இன்னைக்கு 2 types டிவைட் பண்ணிருக்கேன். இத I have divided this into 2 types. Basically, we will do lesson number 4, lesson number 1, and lesson number 5 today, and lesson number 2 and lesson number 3 tomorrow. Okay, so எனக்கு கான்ஃபிடண்டா இருந்தது, எனக்கு பிடிச்சது எப்பவுமே e-commerce, m-commerce and emerging technologies. So we will start from what we know confidently, what will give us more confidence, and then we'll move on with the subject. I will start with unit number 4, e-commerce, m-commerce and emerging technology. Introduction to e-commerce. இப்போ e-commerce na enna நம்ம first பார்க்க போறோம். What is e-commerce? E-commerce is nothing but a sale or purchase of goods or services through electronic mode in e-commerce. This would include the use of technology in the form of computers, desktop, mobile application, etc. What is e-commerce? I purchase or sell something through internet with the help of technology. E-commerce is the process of doing business electronically. I do everything electronically. I sit at home, I do it from where I am. I don't have to go to some place. With the help of internet, technology, mobile devices or laptops, I purchase or do something which is known as e-commerce. It involves the automation of variety of business to business, that is B2B, and business to commerce, B2C transactions, though reliable and secure connections. Ipo we will see how e-commerce, examples of how technology has entered our life, every aspect of human life. First, when we wake up, before how it was, we used to have alarm clock with snooze buttons. Now what do we have? We have mobiles contain mobile alarms, and we keep it multiple times, snooze everything. So technology has developed, we are coming into the new technology. Second, morning course. Usually we wake up, previously we make or cook food. Nowadays what do? We have Swiggy, we have Zomato, we have Uber Eats, we order food, everything is ordered, it is done online. So technology is playing a very huge role in everyone's life nowadays. Now we come to the new model of e-commerce. What is the new model of e-commerce? First, it tells us how we do the e-commerce. We sit at home. For example, I want to buy a shoe. For example, I want to buy football shoes. I order from where I am sitting. So I am placing my order. I am the user. I place my order. For example, I go to Flipkart. I place the order. It goes to my shopping cart. Once it goes to my shopping cart, it will ask for verifications of my address where it has to be placed, and then I'll have to make the payment. I make the payment, credit card is charged, or I can use a debit card or a net banking. Next, the order gets completed. I get a confirmation. An email is sent to the customer and the merchant. After I get the email confirmation, then the order goes to the warehouse for fulfillment. Once the order gets fulfilled, it comes to our house. Shipment sent to the customer. A person comes and delivers the football shoes to my place. This is the new model of e-commerce. Previously, what we used to do when this e-commerce was not available, we used to go to the shops physically. Even though this option is available now, few people even continue to do it. This e-commerce is a new model which a lot of people have started using it in the present days. We sit at home, we order, it goes to the shipping cart, we make the payment, order gets completed, we get an email, the order gets sent to the warehouse for fulfillment, shipping carrier picks up the shipment, then it delivers it to our place. This is the new model of e-commerce. Next, we will come to know what is the difference between traditional commerce and e-commerce. First, what is traditional commerce? We'll go to the definition. Traditional commerce includes all those activities which encourage exchange in some way or the other of goods or services which are manual and not electronic. So this is what traditional commerce is. I just explained what is a traditional commerce and e-commerce. E-commerce means carrying out commercial transaction or exchange of information electronically on the internet. இப்போ எல்லாமே electronic ஆயிடுது. We will do everything online where we are sitting. It is available for 24 hours with help of a mobile phone or a laptop. With the help of technology and internet, e-commerce is applicable. Next, what in transaction processing? In traditional commerce, it is manual. E-commerce, it is electronic. As I just told, with the help of electronically sitting at home, you can do it. Next, availability for commercial transaction. Traditional commerce is available for commercial transaction only for limited period. So suppose a shop will be open only from 9 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. in the evening. But e-commerce means you can do it 24 into 7 into 365 days. Anytime I wake up in night at 1 o'clock, I want to order something, I can order. Morning 5 o'clock, I want to order. Madhyanam 3 manikku order pannalam. That is e-commerce facility கிடைக்கும். Customer interaction. Usually you go to the shop, face-to-face customer interaction. You can remember it very easily. And here it is a screen to face. I use a laptop or a mobile which is a screen to face in e-commerce. Next, the business scope. It is limited to a particular area. Here it is a worldwide reach. I want to get something from US. I'm in India. I want to get something from US. I can order it through online. I will get it from US. I want something from Denmark. I want something from Germany. My cousin stays in America. I want to order. I get something. I can do it from you. I can get it through e-commerce. So I have a worldwide reach. Next, resource focus. Supply side, demand side. At last, marketing. For traditional commerce, marketing is one way. E-commerce, it is one-to-one. These are the differences between traditional commerce and e-commerce. There are 7 points which are easily we can remember. Next, we go to the benefits of e-commerce. There are 3 benefits. Benefits to the customer, benefits to the business, and benefits to the government. Customers யாரு? Customers individuals இருக்கலாம், user இருக்கலாம், group of people இருக்கலாம், யார் வேணா இருக்கலாம். E-commerce நால என்ன benefits we are going to see? Benefits to the customers are 6 points basically. It is convenience to us, it is time saving, coupons and deals, anytime access, easy to find reviews, various options. What is the convenience? Convenience is available 24 into 7 into 365 days. It is time saving. We don't have to go physically to the shop, go interact and all. It is time saving and cost saving. What are the coupons deals? I go to Amazon, I get an offer 50%. I go to Flipkart, I get 30% off. So these are the coupons and deals which I can use, which are beneficial to the customer, and I get a various options. For example, I want to purchase a shirt. For example, there are various brands. If I go to a particular shop, Peter England will only give me shirts which are related to Peter England. Suppose I go to Flipkart, it will show me shirts which are related to Peter England, Alan Solly, Max, whatever brands which you want to get. So I get various options through e-commerce and e-business, and anytime access. I can access it anytime, which is convenient to me. Easy to find reviews. I want to get a particular shirt or a pant. I can go find the reviews below. Previously used people who have used it. They would have given the reviews. This product was excellent. This product was not good. This product is not worth the money. This product is worth the money. And the very reviews இருக்கும். So these reviews will help us whether we can judge and we can make a decision whether to buy the product or not. Next, the benefits to the business or sellers. We will see what are the benefits to the business or sellers in e-business. Increase customer base. I get a larger band of customer base through e-business. Particularly if the shop is in Chennai, I will get customers only from Chennai. Now in e-commerce, people start buying worldwide reach, which we spoke previously. People will come from Chennai, Trichy, Bombay, Delhi, engendu vana vandu vaangalam. Next, instant transaction which will happen, payment will happen instantly and you will receive the product in a 2 or 3 days time. Better quality of goods. Goods will be of better quality. Provides a dynamic market, cost kammi, which is known as a cost reduction, efficiency improvement, and finally creation of new market and easier entry into new markets. I will not only have business in Chennai, I will have business all over. That is creation of new markets and easier entry into new markets. These are the benefits to the sellers or businesses. Finally, what are the benefits to the government? There are two benefits to the government: instrument to fight corruption and reduction in use of ecologically damaging materials. These are the two benefits to the government. So, what are the benefits to e-commerce, which is divided into three parts? First, the benefits to the customer, benefits to the business, and benefits to the government. Next, we will see what are the components of e-commerce. There are 6 components to e-commerce. The first one is the user. Who is a user? A user may be an individual or an organization or anybody using the e-commerce platform. Next, e-commerce vendors. Who are the e-commerce vendor? There is an organization or entity providing the user goods or services asked for. I am a user. I want to purchase a shirt. So I go to an e-commerce vendor, which is an example Flipkart.com. Flipkart.com is an example of an e-commerce vendor. There are several points under the e-commerce vendor, which are supplier and supply chain management, warehouse operations, shipping and returns, e-commerce catalog and product display, marketing and loyalty programs, showroom and offline purchases, guarantees, privacy policy and security. I will give a brief gist on this. Supplier and supply chain management, which consists of the logistics. நம்ம ப்ராடக்ட் ஆர்டர் பண்றோம், நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு எப்படி வருது? Through the supplier and through supply chain management and logistics. Warehouse operations. These warehouse operations are where the goods are stored by the vendors. There will be several warehouses in different locations as per the vendors. We have shipping and returns. Suppose we get a product, it is shipped to us and we don't like the product or the product is damaged. We have to return the product. So we will give a return to the vendor and ask for a return or a money refund. Next, e-commerce catalog and product display. E-commerce catalog is where we can see several types of products in e-commerce and the product will be displayed to us. Suppose I want to buy a red color shirt. I will see 10 red color shirts of different shapes or stripes or different shades or colors in Flipkart.com. Next, marketing and loyalty programs. What is marketing? Suppose Myntra announces big sale which is 50% off tomorrow. It is a marketing and a loyalty program. Or I think a particular customer is very loyal to me, I provide him 20% discount on every third purchase. நமக்கு ஒரு மெயில் வருது அடிக்கடி, அதுல loyalty program. Next, showroom and offline purchases also available. I give you guarantee for the product. Suppose I purchase a TV, I give you 1 year guarantee, warranty அந்த மாதிரிலாம் தரல. That is guarantees and warranties. Finally, privacy policies and security. We always have to have a tick box, correct, which we understand, accept the security and privacy policy in the internet. அதெல்லாம் தான் privacy policy and security. Next, technology infrastructure. Technology infrastructure அடியில நம்ம எப்படி அதை யூஸ் பண்ண முடியும்? Computer, servers or database, we need to have that. We should have mobile and mobile applications in it, digital libraries and data interchange. These are the 4 points under technology infrastructure. Next, we should have a good internet or a network. Internet connectivity is very important. Suppose now the technology is advanced, it is improved. People are even saying 5G is going to come or it has come out. So faster the internet, faster and better reach to e-commerce products. That is what we have. So better internet leads to better connectivity to e-commerce. Next, web portal. Web portal is an application through which user interacts with the e-commerce vendor. எப்படி interact பண்ணுவோம்? Through which means desktop, laptop, mobiles, etc. The front end through which user interacts for an e-commerce transaction. This is known as a web portal. Finally, payment gateway. How do we pay? Through credit card, debit card, online bank payments, vendor owned payment wallet or third party payment wallets like Paytm, etc. and cash on delivery options is also available, and unified payment interface. These are the 6 components of e-commerce. First one is user, next e-commerce vendors, then we have technology infrastructure, then internet or network, web portal, and finally the payment gateway. Next we go to types of network architecture. There is a two-tier client server, 3-tier client server. We will see what a 2-tier client server is. A 2-tier client server is where a client or a user, he sends a request to the server. The server responds to the request by fetching the data from it. Very simple. The two-tier architecture is divided into 2 types: presentation tier, database tier. Okay. Now we'll see the advantage of 2-tier systems. What are the advantages? The system performance is higher, easy to set up and maintain. Processing is shared between the client and the server. More users should interact with the system. There are 3 advantages. First, the system performance is higher. Second is easy to set up and maintain. Processing is shared between the clients and the server. The disadvantage of a 2-tier system. Next. First one, restricted flexibility. Second, performance deteriorates if number of users increase. இப்போ 10 பேர் யூஸ் பண்றதுல 100 பேர் யூஸ் பண்றதுக்கும் டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கும். Suppose if 100 people use it, the performance deteriorates. Next, we go to 3-tier client server. What is a 3-tier client server? 3-tier client server is a software design pattern and well-established software architecture. Its 3-tier are the presentation tier, application tier, and data tier. What are the advantages of a 3-tier system? Advantages are divided into 4. First point is clear separation of user interface and data presentation from application logic. Second, quicker development and a shorter test phase. Third, change management. Fourth, dynamic load balancing. What are the disadvantages of 3-tier now? Current tools are relatively immature or they may be very complex. Second, maintenance tools are currently inadequate for maintenance. These are what we are talking about: 2-tier client server and 3-tier client server under the type of network architecture. Next, what are the risks associated with e-commerce transaction? What is a risk? For risk means there's a possibility of a loss or something negative is going to happen in real life. The same may be result of intentional or unintentional action by the individuals. Risks associated with e-commerce transactions are highly compared to general internet activities. These include the following. First, privacy and security. What is privacy and security? Someone is going to hack my mobile or desktop. I lose all my data. Their integrity and confidentiality dies. Quality issues. I receive a defective product. Original product differs from the one which I saw online. These are the quality issues I face. So I'll have to return it back. That is a risk which is associated with e-commerce transactions. Delay in goods and hidden cost. When the goods are ordered from another country, hidden cost enforced by companies. There is always a hidden cost in everything. When the goods are ordered from another country, there will be a delay in goods. Suppose they tell me I will receive in 2 days, but it extends to a week, so there is a delay, and the hidden cost is always enforced by the companies because of that. Next, the security and credit card issues. Cloning of debit or credit cards. Someone might hack it, or we might pay extra, or there might be some issues which is a risk associated with the e-commerce transaction. Next, we go to infrastructure. Infrastructure, it deals with both digital infrastructure and network expansion, which remains a challenge in developing countries. Next is the problem of anonymity. Need to identify and authenticate users. If someone hacks us and we will not know who is using our account, someone else might order something through me and they may use my credit card credentials, or they may any anonymous people. So we need to authenticate the users and we need to identify them. Lack of authenticity of transactions. Electronic documents may not be authentic and reliable always. There is always a risk behind everything. This will always lead to loss. Next, we will see data loss or theft or duplication. Data transmitted may be lost, duplicated, or they may be tampered with. Next, attack from hackers. Web users used for e-commerce may be vulnerable to hackers. Next, we will see about the denial of service. Service to the customers may be denied because system may be affected by virus, email bombs, and floods. For example, someone may come and someone may send me an email which might be consist of a bomb, or someone may send a virus through an email, so which affects my system. So there is always a risk possibility in that. Next, we see a non-recognition of electronic transaction. What is a non-recurring electronic transaction is e-commerce transaction may not be recognized as evident in court of law. Next, problem of privacy. Intellectual property may not be adequately protected when such property is transacted through e-commerce. And finally, repudiation of contract. When an order or a purchase by the trading partner or customer may be denied. That is a repudiation of a contract, which is another risk which is associated with e-commerce transactions. So there are several risks. You can remember at least 5 or 6 which you can write in the exam. For example, privacy and security is easy, quality issues are easy, infrastructure is easy, lack of authenticity of transactions, attack from hackers, denial of service. I've told you 6 points which are easy to remember. Suppose you think any other point is easy for you to remember, you can choose those points also. Next, we see in an e-business environment, controls are necessary for the persons in the chain, which includes, there are 7 things in this. First, we see the users, then we see the sellers, buyers, merchants. Third, we see the government. Fourth, we see the network service providers. Fifth, we see the technology service providers. Sixth, logic service providers. Seventh is the payment gateway. As we saw earlier, this is the user. Then we go to the service provider. It is similar to that. User, seller, government, network service provider, technology service provider, logistics, payment gateway. User, this is important to ensure that the genuine user is using the e-commerce and commerce platform. Next is the seller. Seller வந்து ரெப்யூட்டடா இருக்கணும், அவனுக்கு ஸ்டார்ஸ் இருக்கா அந்த இதுல, அவன் எப்படி டெலிவர் பண்றான், is he reliable. So the people need to proper framework in place to ensure success of the business. Third is the government. Government across the world and India have few critical concerns, which is electronic transaction, which are namely taxations, tax accounting of the products or services, for example GST. Next, all products or services sold are legal. Fourth is network service providers. Network service providers, they need to ensure availability and security of network. Any downturn of network can be disastrous for business, so there must be proper network always. Next, technology service providers. These include all other service providers other than the network service provider. For example, cloud computing backends, application backends. These are prone to business availability and security. Logistics service providers. Logistics service providers are the ones who are finally responsible for timely product deliveries. They give us a span of 2 days. So 2 days kulla varamai namakku logistics services paathukanum. They are responsible for the timely delivery of products. Last is the payment gateway. Payment gateway is e-commerce vendor businesses shall run only when their payment gateways are efficient, effective and foolproof. These are the 7 things. First is the user, next is the seller, then is the third is the government, fourth is the network service provider, technology service provider, logistics service provider and payment gateways. Next we will see is where each participant needs to put in place controls in an electronic environment. Any lack of exercising controls by anyone can bring the risk to whole chain. All participants are as discussed above need to be trained and educated for full controls and proper controls. Each participant needs to put in place policies, practices and procedures in place to protect from e-commerce and commerce related risk. இப்போ என்ன சொல்றான் இதுல, எல்லா participant in the above, now users, vendors, government, network எல்லாம் பார்த்தோம்ல, all the participants should be aware and they should be trained, they should be properly educated about the controls, and all the controls exercising controls by anyone can bring the risk to whole chain. Each participant needs to put in place practices and procedure in place to protect the e-commerce and commerce related risk. These risks include the following: educating the participant about the nature of risk, communicating of organization policies to the customer, ensure compliance with the industrial standard, protect your e-commerce business from intrusion. இது எப்படி கேட்போம்? For example, the question, what are the ways of protecting your e-commerce business from intrusion? அப்படின்னா I should write the following points. First, virus. Second, hackers. Third, passwords. Fourth, regular software updates. Fifth, sensitive data. Virusனா என்ன சொல்றது? நமக்கு யாராவது வைரஸ் அனுப்பிச்சிடுவாங்க. I should check my website daily for viruses, the presence of which can result in loss of vulnerable data. My data தொலைஞ்சு போயிடலாம், data திருடு போயிடலாம், இல்ல half of my data can be erased off. So proper virus I should check my website daily for viruses. Next, hackers. Use software packages to carry out regular assessment of how vulnerable your website is to the hackers. Next, passwords. Ensure employees change these regularly and that passwords set by the former employees of your organization are defunct. என்னோட பாஸ்வேர்ட்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்கணும்? They should be strong. They should be of a proper length. I should not have small passwords. I should not have a password which can be guessed easily. I should have a hashtag. I should have everything which should be unique, which should not be guessed easily. Next, regular software updates. Your site should always be up to date. It should be up to the new technology or a new version of security software. I should not have a very old software protecting my system. All the technology should be up to date as per the new technology. Next is the sensitive data. Consider encrypting financial information and other confidential data using encryption software. Hackers or third parties will not be able to access encrypted data without a key. This is a particularly relevant for any e-commerce site that use a shopping cart system. Finally, know the details of a payment service provider. So these are the 6 points which will protect your e-commerce business from intrusion. Next, we will see the guidance and laws governing e-commerce. First, billing. Second, product guarantee and warranty. Third is shipping. Fourth is delivery. Fifth is return. Sixth is payment. First, billing the issues in billing, format of the bill, details to be shared in the bills. Third is applicable GST. Format of the bill வந்து standard format இருக்கணும். நான் இப்போ ஒரு மாட்டி போடுறேன், second time வேற மாதிரி போடணும்லாம் இருக்கக்கூடாது. It should be as per the laws and the guidelines regarding e-commerce, and applicable GST rate should be there. I should mention the GST rate at the amount. மேல PAN number இருக்கா, GST number இருக்கா, அதெல்லாம் செக் பண்ணணும். Next is the product guarantee or warranty. Proper display of product guarantee or warranty online as well as documents set along with the products. Third is the shipping. The shipping time, frequency of shipping, the packing at the time of shipping, all these needs to be in the policy documents. This will ensure products are properly packed and timely shipped. Fourth is the delivery. Policy needs to be defined for delivery lender, which mode of delivery I have chosen, when delivery has to be made, where delivery has to be made. Such thing has to be clearly defined in the policy. Next is the return. Policy of return of goods need to be put in place, defining NLR, which goods to be accepted and returned. Food goods would generally not be accepted. Next, the number of days within which the return has to be accepted. Next, the process of verifying the authenticity of products received back. Finally, the time within which the buyer shall be paid his or her amount back for goods returned. Last, payment. Payment guidelines need to be created for the following payment related issues. First one, what is the mode of payment? Second, for which product specific payment mode shall be there. Organization restricts cash on delivery for few consumable products. These are the 6 things which are related to guidelines and laws governing e-commerce. Next, we will see commercial laws governing e-commerce. There are a lot of laws governing e-commerce. For example, I have placed 7 or 8 here. First one is Income Tax Act. Next, we will see the Goods and Service Tax Act, then the Companies Act, Factories Act, Customs Act, FEMA, Consumer Protection Act. In the way nariya act, Indian Contract Act. In the way there are a lot of commercial laws governing e-commerce. Specific laws governing e-commerce la rendu irukku. IT Act 2000, Reserve Bank of India 1932. IT Act la enna solradhu? Important issues dealt by the law includes: first one, legality of products or services being offered online. Second one is data protection. Third one is protecting your customer for privacy online. Fourth one is your online advertising complaints. And finally, compliance with Information Technology Act and its provisions. Next, Reserve Bank of India 1932. அது என்ன சொல்றது? It frames guidelines to be followed by the e-commerce and m-commerce merchants, allowing online payment through various modes. These are the 2 specific laws governing e-commerce. நம்ம இதில் என்ன பார்த்துருக்கோம்? First, commercial laws என்னன்னு பார்த்தோம். ஸ்பெஷல் லாஸ் என்னன்னு பார்த்தோம். கமர்ஷியல் லாஸ்ல நம்ம ஈஸியா நாம வச்சுக்கலாம். இன்கம் டாக்ஸ் ஆக்ட், ஜிஎஸ்டி, ஃபெமா, ஃபேக்டரிஸ் ஆக்ட், இந்தியன் கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஆக்ட், கஸ்டம்ஸ், கன்சூமர் ப்ரொடெக்ஷன் ஆக்ட், இதெல்லாம் ஈஸியா நாம வச்சுக்கலாம். நெக்ஸ்ட், ஸ்பெசிபிக் லாஸ்ல 2, ஐடி ஆக்ட் 2000, ரிசர்வ் பேங்க் ஆஃப் இந்தியா 1932. நெக்ஸ்ட், we will see what are the digital payments. Digital payment என்ன? Digital paymentனா, in digital payments, payer and payee both use digital modes to send and receive money. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், இப்போ நிறைய பேமெண்ட் வந்து நிறைய இப்போ கிரெடிட் கார்டில் வாலெட் பேமெண்ட் வந்திருக்கு, நெட் பேங்கிங் வந்திருக்கு, மொபைல் வாலெட்ஸ் வந்திருக்கு, அந்த மாதிரிலாம் நிறைய இருக்கு. So in digital payment, both payer and payee should use the digital modes to send and receive money. This is known as an electronic payment. No hard cash or physical cash is involved in digital payment. All the transactions in digital payments are completed online in an instant and convenient way to make payments. Ellame online with the use of technology and hardware such as mobile or network. எல்லாமே பண்றது ஆன்லைன்லயே பண்றதுனா டிஜிட்டல் பேமெண்ட். டிஃபரெண்ட் டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் டிஜிட்டல் பேமெண்ட் இருக்கு. அது டூ வேஸ் செக்ரிகேட் பண்ணிருக்கோம். நியூ மெத்தட்ஸ் ஆஃப் டிஜிட்டல் பேமெண்ட், ட்ரெடிஷனல் மெத்தட் ஆஃப் டிஜிட்டல் பேமெண்ட். நியூ மெத்தட்ஸ் அட்ஜில வாட் ஆர் தி திங்ஸ் we will see now. UPI apps. UPI na என்ன? Unified Payment Interface. Second one is Intermediate Payment Service. IMPS சொல்றோமே நம்ம இப்ப பேங்க்ல போயிட்டு IMPS அனுப்புறது, இன்ஸ்டன்ட் மணி அப்படி அதெல்லாம் அனுப்புறதுலாம் IMPS. நெக்ஸ்ட் மொபைல் ஆப்ஸ், BHIM, Bharat Interface for Money. Fourth, mobile wallets. Fifth is Aadhaar enabled payment service. Finally, unstructured supplementary service data. These are the six things under the new methods of digital payment. Then we will see traditional methods of digital payment. Traditional methods like e-wallet, cards, net banking. E-wallets like Paytm, PhonePe, lot of things have come. Cards like credit card, debit card. Finally is net banking. So these are the different types of digital payments. What are the advantages of digital payments? We will come to that now. What are the advantages? It is easy and convenient. The risk is very less. The discounts from taxes. Pay or send money from anywhere, anytime. Finally, it is a return record. What are the drawbacks about digital payment? The risk of data being theft or stolen. Overspending might happen sometimes. Difficult for a non-technical person. Suppose I'm not aware of how to use a laptop, or I'm not aware what internet is. So that time digital payments are unaware to me. So I will become a non-technical person and I will not be able to use digital payments. These are the three drawbacks which are for digital payments. Next, we will see what are computing technology. Computing technology, adila, what is virtualization? What is virtualization? In computing, virtualization means to create a virtual version of a device or a resource such as a server, storage device, network, or even an operating system, where the framework divides the resource into one or more execution environments. Virtualization basically refers to the technologies designed to provide a layer of abstraction between the computer hardware and software running on them. Major applications in virtualization la 5 irukku. First, server consolidation, disaster recovery, testing and training, portable application, portable workplaces. These are very easy to understand. What are the 5 major applications now? Server consolidation. What does server consolidation say? Consolidate many physical servers into fewer servers. These are also known as physical to virtual or P2V transformation. Next, disaster recovery. What are disaster recovery? It is used as a hot standby. Suppose a disaster happens, I use another thing as a standby. For example, இப்போ the heavy cyclone வருது, நம்மளால ஒரு இடத்துல ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம், இப்போ அங்க ஒர்க் பண்ண முடியல and the things get disrupted, so I have a standby. I immediately go to the standby. I'll start working so that my operation does not get stopped. This helps to take over in case of disaster or a shutdown of physical server. Next, testing and training. Hardware virtualization also helps to act as a training platform. Very helpful in kernel development and operating system courses. Fourth one is portable applications. Portable applications running an application from a removable drive without installing it on the system's main disk drive. Finally, we come to portable workspaces, which create a portable workspace on devices like iPods and USB. Portable workspace na நம்ம USB அப்படினு memory sticks லாம் சொல்றோம். Finally, next we come to different types of virtualization. There are 3 types of virtualization: hardware, storage, network. Hardware virtualization is also known as a platform virtualization. What does it mean? It is a creation of virtual machine that acts like a real computer with an operating system. Basic idea of hardware virtualization is to consolidate many small physical servers into one large server so that the processor can be used more effectively. Suppose there are 4 small servers, physical servers. I combine and make them as one physical server so that the processor works more efficiently. That is known as a hardware virtualization. Next, we come to network virtualization. Network virtualization involves platform hardware virtualization, often combined with resource virtualization. This allows a large physical network to be provisioned into multiple smaller logical networks, and conversely allows multiple physical LANs to be combined into a larger logical network. Finally, storage virtualization, pooling of data. from again the multiple storage devices. Storage virtualization helps the storage administrator for what? Perform the task of backup, achieving and recovery more easily and in lesser time. This is the three different types of virtualization. First one, hardware or platform virtualization. Second is the network virtualization. Third is the storage virtualization. Next we come to grid computing under computing technology. As we see, what is grid computing? First பார்க்கலாம். This is a computer network in which each computer's resource are shared with each other computer in the system. You can see that diagram for reference. In grid computing, each distributed resources, that is, which may be located at different location, is shared in such a way that grid computing network turns into a powerful supercomputer for processing. So, what is the application area or reasons for using grid computing? Now, there are 5 points, which is in the areas applicable and reasons for grid computing. Now, first is civil engineering in the area, insurance and insurance companies, third one on the enterprises like Amazon, fourth on the application server provider, finally people involved in complex science and engineering researchers. In the 5 areas where grid computing is used. Now, first one, again I repeat, civil engineering, insurance companies, enterprises like Amazon, application service provider, and finally people who are involved in complex science and engineering research. What are the benefits of grid computing? What are the benefits? Access to additional resources, reliability, resource balancing. I use 2 R's here: reliability, resource balancing. First, access to additional resources, and the resources R reliability எடுத்துக்கோங்க. Reliability and resource balancing. So 3 முடிஞ்சிருது. Fourth, making use of underutilized resources. 5, parallel CPU capacity. Finally, management. So there are 6 benefits to us, and then we come to different types of resources. What are the different types of resources? 5 types of resources are there: computation, storage, communication, software and licenses, finally special equipment, capabilities, and architecture and policies. These are the 5 different types of resources in grid computing under computing technologies. Next, cloud computing or characteristics and then what are the characteristics of cloud computing? There are 6 characteristics. First one, pay-per use, on demand, elasticity and scalability, workload management, multi-tenancy, resiliency. இது ஈஸியா நான் வச்சுக்கிறது என்ன பண்ணலாம்? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆன் டிமாண்ட்ல இருந்து எடுத்துக்கலாம். On demand, workload management, pay-per use, elasticity and scalability, 4 points over. Last, resiliency and multi-tenancy. What are the advantages of cloud computing? We have seen characteristics. Now we are seeing advantages of cloud computing. What are the advantages of cloud computing? It is globalize the workforce. It is all over the world now. Next, achieve economies to scale. Next, streamline business processes. Fourth, reduce capital cost, reduction in cost basically. Fifth, access anywhere, anytime. Next, improve flexibility. Next, less personal training. Finally, monitor projects more effectively and efficiently. What are the drawbacks of cloud computing? Next, what are the drawbacks? Internet is lost, then the link to the cloud is also lost. Data and the applications is also lost. That is the first drawback. Second is security is a major concern. Third, interoperability. Fourth, no control on the resources as they are not owned by the user or the customer. Finally, customers may have to face restrictions on the availability of the applications and infrastructure options. There are 5 drawbacks which I have explained as of now. What next? Cloud computing environment is divided into 4 parts: private cloud, public cloud, hybrid, community. Hybrid now on the public plus private, which I'll explain next slide. First, okay, what is a private cloud? Private cloud now a particular company or organization is maintaining avanga mattum vechikkiradhu is a private cloud. Public, which is used by anyone, which is open to the public, is a private cloud. Hybrid is a combination of a private cloud and public cloud. Community is for a certain set of people, a certain set of community, avangalukku mattum applicable on the cloud na it is known as a community cloud. This is just a broad simple for easier understanding நான் உங்களுக்கு explain பண்றேன். You please read the book for better clarity and to write more points under private cloud or public cloud or a community or a hybrid cloud. Next, we will see the characteristics of a private cloud. There are 3 characteristics. It is secure, central control, weak SLAs. SLAs means service level agreements. I repeat, secure, central control, weak SLAs. Advantages of a private cloud. What are the advantages of a private cloud? It is improved average server utilization, reduction in cost and admin overheads, high level of security and privacy. Finally, small in size and it is controlled and maintained by the organization. As I told, private cloud is only for one particular organization. So it is smaller in size. It can be controlled and maintained by the organization. You will have more of security and privacy over it. You will have lesser reduced cost and admin overheads. Finally, improved average server utilization because it is only used by that organization. There is only one limitation to this private cloud. What is it? Budgeting is a constraint. I will not know how much I have to invest in the cloud and how much I have to invest. If I make too much investment, I'll lead to a loss. So too much to invest in building and managing the cloud. This is the only limitation in a private cloud. Next, we come to the public cloud. Public cloud is what I've told you. It is open to the public. Anyone can use it. So it is not only for a particular organization. It is open for several organizations or to anyone. What are the characteristics of a public cloud? It is highly scalable. It is highly available. Scalable available available and affordable. Fourth is less secure. Finally, stringent SLAs. So 5 characteristics: highly scalable, available, affordable, less secure, secure lane S stringent SLAs. Finally, advantages of public cloud. Advantages of a public cloud and affordable cost. Strict SLAs are followed. No limit on the number of users. Deliver highly scalable and reliable applications. Finally, no need for establishing infrastructure for setting up and maintaining cloud. One limitation to a public cloud is security assurance, and thereby building trust among the clients is hard. Privacy and organization autonomy is not possible, or it might be lost in a public cloud. Next, we go to hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud is, as I said, it is a combination of a public cloud and a private cloud. So what are the characteristics of a hybrid cloud now? It is scalable, it has stringent SLAs, complex cloud management, and partially secure. So 4 characteristics are there. Advantages la adhe mari 4 points. So hybrid nale 4 characteristics, 4 advantages irukkum. So 4 characteristics enna? Scalable, partially secure, stringent SLAs, complex cloud management. What are the 4 advantages now? It improves the average server utilization, reduce cost, high level of security and privacy, small in size. What is the limitation? Security features are not as good as in private cloud. It is complex to manage. Hybrid cloud adha. Next, what are the characteristics of a community cloud? Community cloud, and it is only for a particular community. So what are the characteristics? There are three characteristics to it, which is partially secure, which is cost effective. Cost effective C எடுத்துக்கோங்க, C and collaborative. So partially secure, cost effective, C எடுத்துட்டு collaborative. 3 characteristics of a community cloud. Advantages of public cloud enna? There are 4 advantages. First one, it is a low cost private cloud. Second, sharing of responsibility among the organizations. Better security than the public cloud. Finally, always collaborative work on the cloud. There are 4 advantages. And finally, one limitation, autonomy of the organization lost. Enna agum? Security features may not be as good as we expected, not suitable where the organization is, there is no collaboration. This is the limitation of a community cloud. Next, we come to cloud computing basic service models. There are 3 things right now here: infrastructure as service IaaS, platform as a service PaaS, and software as a service SaaS. இப்போ அதுல மேஜரா பார்க்க போறது, what are the characteristics of a IaaS? What are the characteristics? First one, web access to the resources. Second one, centralized management. Third, elasticity and dynamic scaling. Fourth, shared infrastructure. And fifth one is metered services. So these are the 5 characteristics of IaaS. Now, if they're asking different instances of IaaS, so SaaS and other cloud services, now we can write it in this format. What are the different instances of IaaS? Is NAS. NAS is network as a service. Second one, storage as a service. Third one, database as a service. Fourth, backend as a service. Fifth, desktop as a service. Next, what are the different instances of SaaS? First, TAS. TAS is testing as a service. Then API AAS. API as a service. Third one, EASS. EAAS. Email as a service. What are the different instances of other cloud services? There are 4 things. First, CAAS. CAAS is communication as a service. Next, DAAS. Data as a service. SCCAAS. Security as a service. Finally, IDAAS. ID now identity as a service. So these are the different instances under the cloud computing basic service models. Next, we come to the concept of mobile computing. What is mobile computing? It refers to technology that allows transmission of data via any portable device without having to be connected to a fixed physical link. Basically, mobile irukku, internet irukku, software irukka, hardware irukka. Software na mobile physical நம்ம கையில இருக்கு, அதுக்குள்ள hardware இருக்கா, communicate பண்றதுக்கு technology இருக்கா, இது இருந்தா mobile computing. அதுதான் next 3 components பிரிச்சிருக்கோம். Mobile communication, mobile hardware, mobile software. These are the 3 components of mobile computing. Next we come to the benefits of mobile computing. What are the benefits? There are 5 benefits. Mobile workforce, it allows remote access to work order details such as work order, location, contact information, etc. Next, you will get up-to-date work order details in real time. If suppose it enables mobile salesperson to get real-time access or real-time status in office work. Next, third one, facilitates access to corporate information at any time, anywhere. Fourth, provides remote access to corporate knowledge. Fifth, enables to improve management efficiencies. So these are the 5 benefits of mobile computing. First, remote access to work order details. The salesman will get update work order status in real time. Next, access to corporate information anytime, anywhere. Fourth, remote access to corporate knowledge. Next, improve management effectiveness. What are the limitations of mobile computing? There are 6 limitations of mobile computing. First, insufficient bandwidth, power consumption, transmission interferences, potential health hazards, human interface with devices, finally security standards. These are the 6 limitations of mobile computing. So what we have seen, first mobile computing na enna paathom, what are the components of mobile computing paathom, what are the benefits, 5 benefit irukku, limitation la 6 limitation irukku. These are the benefits and limitations of mobile computing. Next we come to the concept of BYOD. BYOD means bring your own device. Bring your own device na laptop employees la avanga own devices la work ku eduthu varanum. BYOD refers to the business policy that allows employees to use their preferred company devices or personal devices like smartphone, laptop for business purposes. So this இதனால நிறைய அட்வான்டேஜஸ் வரும். என்ன அட்வான்டேஜ் பேசிக்கா BYOD ஆல? எம்ப்ளாயீஸ் ஆர் ஹாப்பி. உங்களோட கம்பெனி வைஸ்ல பட்ஜெட்ஸ்லாம் கம்மி, லோவர் ஐடி பட்ஜெட், increased employee efficiency. Employee can work from his home or from his office because he uses his own device. Next, reduces IT support requirement. You don't have to have a huge IT setup in your office because the employees use their own devices. If any problem relating to that, a few people can manage over it, not an entire set of IT support as required by an experienced organization. Next, early adoption to new technologies. And we also have what are the threats in BYOD. There are 4 threats. Network issues irkalam, device risk, implementation risk, application risk. These are the 4 risks or threats in BYOD. I repeat again, network risk, device risk, application risk, implementation risk. These are the things which regard to BYOD, bring your own devices. Next we come to green IT. What is green IT? It is the study and practice of establishing or using computers and IT resources in a more efficient and environmentally friendly and responsible way. This is becoming a very big practice in the upcoming days because everyone wants to go green. They don't want to pollute the environment or the nature. Green computing best practices la 5 points irukku. What is the first point? Develop a sustainable green computing plan. Second one, recycle. Third la vandu make environmentally sound purchase decisions. Fourth is reduce paper consumption. Fifth, conserve energy. Now we'll see what is inside develop a sustainable green computing plan. It should involve the stakeholders. Ongoing communication should always be there for continuous commitment of green IT. Finally, you should encourage the IT community for using the best practices. These are the 3 points under develop a sustainable green computing plan under the best practice of green computing. Second one, we will see recycle. What is recycle? Dispose e-waste according to central, state and local regulations. Next, discard used or unwanted electronic equipment in environment responsible manner. I shouldn't just go dump it into the river or a sea. I should dispose them in an environmental responsible manner. Third, make environmental sound purchase decision. Purchase of desktop, computers, notebook and monitor based on environment attributes. Provide a set of performance criteria to the design of products. Finally, recognize manufacturer to reduce the environment impact of the product. So I should make sound purchase decision. I should identify the purchaser. I should identify the vendor from whom I should purchase in an efficient and environmental safely and a secure manner. Next, reduce paper consumption. How do I reduce paper consumption? I can use email. I can use track changes features in electronic documents. In example, Word la poi I can give comments or PDF la poi comment kudukiradhu. Next, use online marketing or a e-marketing method. Finally, we come to conserve energy. What is conserve energy? I use LCD monitors. LCD means liquid crystal display. Next, I use notebook computers. I power down the CPU and all peripheral extended
periods of inactivity. Finally, adapt more video conference in order to go green and save energy. These are the 5 points under the green computing best practices under Green ID. I repeat the 5 points again. Develop a sustainable green computing plan, recycle, make environmental sound purchasation, reduce paper consumption, conserve energy. Now we come to the final part of chapter 4, Web 3.0. What Web 3.0 means? It is also known as semantic web. From Web 1.0 and 2.0, the internet is confined with physical walls of the computer. But as more and more devices have become more connected to the web, the internet, which has become omnipresent and could be utilized in a more efficient manner. Web 3.0 is considered as the next logical step in the evolution of internet and web technology. It has become the latest technology now. The Web 3.0 is further divided into two components: semantic web, web services. Finally, Internet on Things. What is IoT? Internet on Things means system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, people that are provided with a unique identifier and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interaction. For example, washing machines with Wi-Fi network capabilities can connect themselves to the home Wi-Fi. Once these machines are so connected, they can be controlled through machine manufacturer mobile app from anywhere in the world. This is known as Internet on Things. With this, we come to the conclusion of chapter 4. Now we will take a break for 5 minutes.